So in a few previous videos, I've been talking about the importance of creating content in large quantities as a way to practice. And I've gotten a lot of replies and feedback, and I'm continuing to kind of make a point about this by making these simple videos like this one right here, where I forgo the studio setup and just make some content quickly. What I want to address is the idea that if you're maybe, you listen to these videos that I made before and you're thinking, okay, that's fine for people who do video, but I don't do video. Maybe you think, well, this just doesn't apply to me. And so maybe you realize the idea that you make a lot of content as a way to practice, to get better at making videos, for example, doesn't just apply to making videos. It also applies to writing blog posts. It applies to creating course content, like for your products. But also, it basically applies to any kind of creative work. And what I want to address in this video is if you're listening to thinking, well, can I avoid that? Because what if I'm not interested in doing creative work, right? I don't want to do creative work, I'll just outsource that. Well, I've got news for you. Outsourcing creative work is creative work. Being an entrepreneur is creative work. You basically can't avoid it. So if you're thinking, well, I'm just going to outsource my video creation, my post writing, all this kind of stuff, well, the stuff you need to figure out, it's a skill to be able to manage and outsource that. It's a skill, or it's a set of skills that you grow in the exact same way, which is, to figure out, to arrive at a system where you know who to hire, how to hire them, how to create the jobs for them, how to create your whatever specification documents for the people, to explain what they need to be writing or designing or recording or whatever. This whole process of making this happen, the whole process of making sure that other people can do the work for you in such a way that you get the result you need to have a system, of review and all this kind of stuff. This is creative work, right? It requires clever use of creativity, basically. And the way to get good at it is exactly the same, because you can make it the exact same mistake. You can make the exact same mistake where you say, okay, I'm gonna do this outsourcing, so I'm gonna create the perfect system. Right? I'm gonna create the perfect system with all the documentation in place, find the perfect people and so on, and then I'm gonna start. It's the exact same mistake that you make when you think I'm gonna create the perfect video as my first video. And the same thing is gonna happen, which is you're gonna get stuck in this endless, it's gonna be an endless, overwhelming amount of work that you're trying to do to get to this goal of having the perfect process, which is your milestone for starting, and you're never going to get there. The reason, now, I don't want to speak with authority I don't have, right? But what I can tell you is that for my personal development, it was very useful to do this, this grind of creating content and getting better at it. Because to me, this isn't just a method for getting better at making videos or getting better at writing blog posts or something. It's a whole way of thinking. It's a mindset of this is how I get better at stuff. And with content, especially with video, I think, it's especially easy to track your progress. You can make a video, you can watch it, you can be like, oh my God, this is terrible. You can make another video, try to improve one thing about it, try to do one thing better, and then you can watch it and you can say, yeah, I did that one thing better. I'm going to do the next thing better, and so on. You can really see your progression very easily. Whereas with more complex creative work, a lot of entrepreneurial work is just more complicated than that. And it's more difficult to track, how good are you at leadership skills and stuff like that. But in general, it's the exact same way. I'm a big believer in learning by doing, and this is what I'm talking about here is basically what I call rapid implementation. Right? You want to be spending time implementing and shipping, right? Publishing stuff, doing stuff in the real world, and spend as little time as possible kind of spinning your wheels and theorizing and coming up with concepts and systems that aren't actually live in the world being used. This is what I call rapid implementation. And for me, with content and across a lot of other things and skill sets, this has been extremely valuable, this approach and this way of thinking. This topic has continued to be on my mind a lot. I really think that this is one of my unfair advantages. This is one of my secret tricks, right? That I really want to pass on. And I feel like if I can get, the more people I can get to kind of get this, if I can make the penny drop and you start doing this, then that means there's more people who are going to start making stuff happen and are going to build businesses that bring value to the world, and that's something that's important to me personally. What I would love to hear from you is, think about the stuff I've talked about, this rapid implementation, this creating stuff at volume, and working on improving whatever skills that you have, or whatever skills you need to develop for your business in small increments. Think about how that applies to your current work, and tell me what you want to apply this to, and also tell me if you think, well, this doesn't work, or I don't see how, right? If you're thinking, well, this is my business, I'm not sure what skill am I trying to develop? How do I do this? How do I rapid implement this? Or maybe you're thinking, well, this is the skill I want to develop, but this doesn't work, right? Your theory here doesn't apply to me. That I want to know. So leave a comment and let's see what we can come up with to help you apply this to your business. So thanks for watching. I look forward to your feedback. I'm Shane Malach from Active Growth. Talk to you soon.